I have to do the machines though, because if I use the little dauber thing, dude, I get so stressed. Like it is so hard to do.
I'm just not going to do that.
Yeah, I'll pay the extra for the fucking machine. Like that's it's way too much. Do you want to do the dauber?
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, I would if it's your first time.
Yeah, it's like, I got to try that first.
Yeah, you'll probably enjoy it. Like it's just
do
it's stressful.
The dauber.
I'll do the
Whitney
dauber.
the dauber. Episode title.
Yeah, write in stuff I should put on my list, and I'll see if I like it or not.
Spoiler, she won't.
From fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, this is Pod Therapy. Real people, real problems, and real therapists. You can submit your questions anonymously at podtherapy.net or email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com. And now broadcasting from the yet-to-be-named studio. That's Jim, that's Whitney, I'm Nick. It's time for some Pod Therapy.
We are recording this one as a double in the past. So we're recording this October 26th, which means if you have named our studio after this date, we didn't have you in the queue, so we didn't name it. And if you've joined our Patreon, you will not be thanked today, but probably in the following episode. Be patient with us. We are trying our best because we had to record in advance for Halloween. And as you're hearing this, we are officially in November, and we are just weeks away from Jim turning 40. And gentlemen, I'm going through a full-blown existential crisis right now.
Ooh, tell us more.
I hope that this lends itself to my question for you, Joe.
Okay.
Because we didn't actually have to time this podcast recording for Halloween.
Right.
We had to redo this podcast recording specifically because Jim has a family picture day.
That's right. Your family photos.
Yeah.
And I'm very curious as to how long Jim is planning on these photographs taking.
Oh, my God.
I was wondering that, too. I was
It's
like, what
so
is
stressful.
Jim
We have to
fucking
reschedule
talking
a
about?
day because Jim has to take some pictures?
You aren't going to be done by
Yes.
8:30 p.m.?
Dude, when you have kids, it is the worst day. Like, family picture day, I dread it all year long.
Your kids are not
They're
babies.
older. It's a lot easier
they're like
now.
adults.
It's kind of. It's a lot easier when you have
Your
older
son
kids.
is taking the pictures.
Right.
He's driving you to
He's
the
driving
photo
to the
shoot.
pictures. It is
booked
still
the
so
appointment.
much stress. So make sure everybody's got their stuff right. Everybody's got enough time to get all the hair and things done.
And that's
then
you that
getting
cares
there
about all that, right?
and just it's so much stress that like it's one of those days that like if I did try to squeeze in recording, something would go wrong and like there'd be a delay or something weird, or I would just be a neurotic mess when I show up. More so.
As opposed to...
Yeah.
His usual calm self.
Yeah, my usual stoic,
chill.
Really holding it
even-handed,
So chill.
non-neurotic
Jim,
self.
lock that shit down, Jobin.
Yeah, that's right.
as they call him on the street.
Steely-eyed missile man, Jim Jobin.
I have a question for Nick and Jacob. Do y'all do like family photos? Couples, family,
No.
dogs?
No.
Annual photos.
No.
Not annual, but like
Every
ever?
year, right around December 20th, SJ announces that we should take pictures and send out Christmas cards.
Oh, yes.
That's my vibe.
Oh,
Right
yes.
around
Like, damn, I
December
should do
20th,
that.
December 21st.
Yeah, week
And I go,
of.
we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And then we don't do it.
We will go on trips, and I will forget to take pictures of us.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah,
it's
I'm the same.
Here's something I have to say real quick that I saw another couple friend of ours do and I loved was they will schedule professional photographer. I almost told you to do this in Paris. You book them for like an hour or two and they'll take professional
great idea.
photos
On the
and then you get
trip.
beautiful photos that you can frame in your home with like the Eiffel Tower
that's
behind you or
smart.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a good
so we
idea.
did that in Italy. It was awesome. So
That's
those
a
were our last
great idea.
professional
That is
photos.
actually a really, really good idea.
So that's my life hack for you couples out there that
There
don't
we
come
go.
to schedule
That's
annual.
a good move. Ours
pics.
become Christmas cards, and so we try to get them done in November or like late October. But it's crazy because you always have like all the same venues that you can take the photos at.
Yeah,
we have
Vegas
now
is-
cycled through all of them. Like it's
Yeah.
Wetlands, it's Dry Lake Bed, it's
Mount
Mount
Charleston.
Charleston, it's Red Rock.
Yeah.
Where are you
Those
going
are
this
the
year?
four.
God,
The Arts
we still
District.
don't even know.
The
Like,
Arts District.
Crazy Horse Threes.
Yeah. Behind stage in the green room.
Palomino.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you, your wife, and your 2 children
Yeah.
went and took pictures in front of all of the strip clubs in town,
Yeah.
or just a good handful of them,
Right.
and sent that out, sent that
a Christmas
collage out
card.
as your
Yes.
Christmas
Viral.
card,
Yeah.
I would have, and this is real, I would have so much more respect for you.
I believe that. I believe because, but I
that's
also
what I
think
want.
that's an interesting way to phrase it because whenever you're already in the negatives, it's like, oh yeah,
More is more.
Subtract 1.
You're
More
up to
respect
negative.
is more respect, Jim.
I'll
I don't
take
know
it.
why
Honestly,
you're digging into this.
you're right. Net positive. I had to look at it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a very, very stressful day in my house.
Where
so we
you-
are recording
What
early.
area did y'all pick this
We
year?
haven't picked it yet. And so like that's yet another reason why this is going to be
yeah.
really, really
Do you
hard.
have a photographer?
got time.
How do
Yeah,
you do
we've
this?
locked down
Yeah, I
the
was like,
photographer
do you
thing.
have a photographer?
But like, yeah, knowing what location we're going to be at is like
Where's
another
the
thing.
photographer going to meet you?
Yeah, we have to figure that shit out.
I'm
And,
just
like,
confused
We're
by
days
the
away.
logistics of this now.
No, you're absolutely right. You're on the right side of the
Okay.
being a
I have a
gas.
feeling his son knows, okay?
Yeah.
So
I was checking with
don't
my
ask
son. He's got an
questions.
agenda written up.
Yeah.
He'll tell me. All right, Dad. I've map quested this for you and printed.
He's
it.
got your outfits all
That's
picked
right.
out.
He's got my outfit picked out. This is gonna match
Ironed.
well. Yeah, we still have to go shopping and like get
Oh
outfits.
my god.
Dude, it is
What
going to
are
be
you
a
doing
mess.
here?
It
You have to
is
do that
going
today.
to
I
be
take
a
back
mess.
my comment, my judgment. We did need to reschedule
Yeah.
this.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank
This
you.
clearly
Yeah.
needed
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
rescheduled.
So much is
This
going to
was
be
just the
decided
right move.
day of.
Have
It
you
is going to
ever
be an absolute tragedy.
Thought
so.
about we did this one year when we rented an apartment at Panorama Towers
Oh,
for a year
cool.
and a half. We just loved that place. That was like an
Yeah.
experience in itself. So we did photos like in the condo, like in
Oh,
your
that's neat.
home, which
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
really cool too.
One of my favorite
Green
pictures
screen.
to this day, one of my favorite pictures of Laura and I is New Year's Eve at that
I love that
At that-
photo of y'all too
yeah.
at that apartment.
at
yeah,
that
at that
apartment.
condo.
And yeah, so we're up on the balcony and like the strips in the background, fireworks are going
Yes.
off and everything.
That's
It's a
cool.
It was
great
incredible.
picture.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a great
Yeah.
view. We've done family photos in the house, but we did it when the kids were babies. So it was like
Oh,
newborn.
that makes sense.
Yeah, then it was nice because it's like, oh, here's their
You're just
original
home.
crib and like, some photos like that. So,
Okay.
but we do, I mean, I give credit. Like we do this every single year. And so like we've got tons and tons of photos, which I'm grateful for. It's one of those things that I always like am not looking forward to. It's
Ooh,
so much stress.
I've got
but
it.
I'm glad I have
I've got
it.
the location.
Got
Okay.
it. Go.
Neon Boneyard.
Yep, that actually would be a
Ooh, that
really
is
good
That's
one.
expensive
Yeah,
to
yeah.
do though. Don't you have to like?
Oh,
if
do you have to
take-
pay a
If you
fee?
take
Yeah,
photos
you've gotta-
there, it's a big deal.
Oh, is it?
Well, I mean, you can take photos. You can't take professional photos. Like you can't have
Yeah.
a photographer.
They're a little weird
Yeah.
about that or scheduling.
Yeah.
it.
There's also,
Yeah.
like there's the museum.
that is a good
is the
one.
museum is it true for the museum and the boneyard? Because there's the museum where they've done they've refurbed everything, but then there's just the
No,
boneyard.
that's it.
Oh, it's
So
yeah,
there's
that's
no
it.
they've consolidated.
oh,
so
it's not two different things anymore.
No,
That's
it
what I
is.
remember,
It's
yeah.
all like there's all of the signs are together in one spot. They still have like a warehouse.
Oh, okay.
Where they've got some that aren't refurbished.
They
yet.
rotate them.
They used to have like
Yeah.
just the straight up boneyard. It was
Yeah.
like just
Yeah.
an outdoor lot.
That's what I
And
remember.
like these signs were just stacked up out there.
Yeah, it's
They
kind
didn't
of
have working lights or anything like that.
Oh,
and
no,
they would have
the
another
lights-
section with all the stuff working as well.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that-
I've only
they've-
seen the working section.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
how it is set
Gotcha.
up now. Yeah, because Laura used to work there.
Oh,
yeah.
She did. She worked in the
Work.
office. Yeah, work. Yeah.
She was a sign.
Work, work,
There's a
work,
corner.
work,
Oh,
work.
that is one of the coolest places in Vegas.
It
Yeah.
is.
I love going
It
there.
is.
I stand
And
by this
honestly,
suggestion.
Yeah, it's a solid one.
That's
Going
a good one.
if for those of you who ever visit Vegas, do it at night because if you go during the
Sunset.
day,
You got to go at sunset.
Yeah.
Because they turn the lights on, but there's still a little light outside.
yeah. But if you go during the day, it's just a self-guided tour.
Yeah.
If you go at night, the only way you can go is a guided tour.
Oh, that's new. When
Yeah.
we went, they just let us walk through at night.
Yeah, no, do the guided tour because then
Okay.
they
That'd
go
be
through
fun.
and they tell you like,
The
here's
history.
why this is significant and this is why
Oh,
this
that's
is
really cool.
Yeah, and it's really really interesting.
I feel like
Yeah.
when we went, they had a Tim Burton exhibit there.
Oh, yeah,
they
It
did
was
that
Yep,
for
really
they did
cool.
a Nightmare
Yeah.
Before Christmas
Yeah,
thing. I
that
think
was
that
really
might
cool.
still be there.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they've had it for a while.
Solid suggestions, everybody. Yeah, I need ideas because honestly, I've run out. So we will see. But thank you all for
There's
recording
always
early.
Bellagio Conservatory. That's an
That's a really good one,
Oh, that's a
too.
good one.
Yeah, it's hard because there's a lot of other people.
There are, but
floating
I also
around.
feel like if you went in the morning for
Yeah,
that, you
that's
get the
probably
really
true.
nice light, less people are there. And I feel like if you're with a professional
was gonna say,
photographer,
yeah.
people
Yeah.
back off.
People
more.
get out of your way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'll come be like,
that's
oh,
true.
give me a minute,
Yeah, we also really like candids. So like we tend to go to places where we can be walking and
play.
strolling around, talking, throwing leaves in the air, just goofing off as a family. And like those are
Again,
the
the
best
Palomino.
Like
photos.
the Little Darlings parking lot.
Yeah.
You both.
Here's Daddy going upside down on the pole. Look at him go.
Not in the parking lot. Now you're being silly.
Oh, you're right.
You're being reductionist, Timothy.
You're right. We've got some great questions for today's show, and we're leading off the order with learning to study. Hello to the therapist and life coach of the show.
Good
And
evening.
a big hello to Whitney, giving some more laughs and advice. Yay.
See laughs, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
hear
yeah.
that?
Very celebrated for her comedy.
One or two.
So I am laugh, haha. So I am studying for my law and ethics exam in California, and I don't know how to study. I've never been able to study and managed to wing it my whole life. My friend is studying to be an RN and is able to study with flashcards and notes, but it feels weird and cumbersome to me. I have the Jerry Grossman set up on my tablet. I'm reading the ethics book. I'm doing the practice tests, but what else can I do? How do y'all learn to study? Also, Jim, I am almost a decade older than you, and I love your 40 before 40 list. Interesting. I'm also a bit of a nerd who works Renaissance fairs as a volunteer in California. The original Renaissance fair in Irwindale is my home fair, but I also go to the Northern California Ren Fair on occasion. Signed, Anonymous.
Aww.
Was Ren Fair on my list?
I was going to say, we
Yeah,
talked
I think
about
it
Ren
was.
Fair. I almost
Okay.
texted you
Yeah.
on Sunday. I was
Well,
like,
that already
Jim.
happened, so I don't think I can go to that anymore.
Nope,
so
you cannot.
there's that.
Yeah.
I still want to try LARPing. I signed up for a thing that's, I don't know if it'll be done by December, but
Well,
I do.
You could know if you actually signed up.
I signed up. I signed up for the newsletter. I mean,
Oh
There
my
we go.
gosh.
you got to start somewhere, guys. You got to get some information.
I want, yeah.
How did you guys learn to study? Because I feel
So,
like that is a
worst.
whole experience.
I don't think I was ever good at this.
100% is, and I didn't realize I didn't know how to study until I went to college because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my first semester in college. Guess what my GPA was?
Negative
2.5.
I wish it was 2.5.
Oh my God.
Nicholas.
I had like a 1.85.
Wow. I love
Yeah.
this. Go on.
It was so low.
I think this is more common than
How
you
low
think.
was it?
Oh my God. No, I
See,
think.
that's comedy, Whitney.
Oh, shit.
See who didn't join in?
Yeah.
I did not.
Go back
I did
to
not
school,
see that
sucker.
one coming.
Okay, no. So because it was so low that I didn't even realize like what a normal GPA was. Because when I was in high school, I never studied.
Okay.
Like I just got A's and B's and stuff, and it was
But,
no
like,
big deal.
your,
because his
your
uncle
grades
was his
that you were
teacher.
getting back on your papers and tests weren't
Yeah, but
worrying
I was
you?
looking at the letter grade. I was not looking at a grade point average.
But
right?
the letter grade is low if you're getting a 1 point. Wait, what?
No, okay.
Yeah.
So in high school, I was getting good grades. I was getting A's and B's.
He was
Okay.
coasting
Okay.
in high school and not
I
paying
was-
attention to the
I
grading.
was not looking at the
Exactly.
GPA. I was just looking at the actual grades, right? So I didn't know like 1.84 was really low.
Oh, so you never
What
got,
the
okay.
fuck?
I get it. You would just look at the report card and it would say
Yes,
A.
A.
And you'd go, great.
Cool,
And
moving
if
on.
it said C, you were like, great. But if I said, hey, what GPA number goes with a C, you'd be like, oh,
Over my head.
what does that mean? What do you mean
Yeah.
number?
This
Was not
is-
even paying
I
attention.
can't
Got it.
even fathom.
How stupid I am?
Yeah.
No, just not.
As I
Okay,
have said for
anxiety
years.
doesn't exist in your world. Go on.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's what I'm hearing.
So I
Cool
got a,
hand, Nick.
I
Doesn't
got
give
a
a fuck.
1.84, whatever it was. And I was like, that seems low.
Oh my God, this is so fucking funny. Oh my God.
Starts
What?
with a 1. Doesn't
Yeah.
feel high.
Yeah, doesn't.
Golf
Out of
rules.
4.
I
Right,
don't-
it's out of. So
I've never heard anybody brag about a number like
1.
this.
this is
one anything.
hilarious.
Yeah.
So you didn't
So-
realize that was like a bad GPA?
I mean, I felt like, okay, it's bad, but I didn't have a reference point.
of like, this means I
Yeah.
won't
This-
like pass my class.
Yes.
And
Oh,
like,
We should
Yeah.
tell people too. So in the U.S.,
Yeah.
in this grading scale, an A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, a D is worth 1 point, and F is not worth anything.
0. Yeah,
And
anything
so
under a D.
a 1.5 GPA is roughly a CD average.
Yeah.
Which that means like 100 is an A, and 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 90 is a B, like,
Right, yeah.
so on and so forth.
So you realized
So-
in college that you're an idiot and that you need to
Yep.
learn how to teach yourself things.
So then I
is
had
so
to
wild.
learn how to study. And for me,
you had to learn what a GPA was.
You had a lot.
first I had to learn what a GPA
Yeah.
is. Then I had to learn where my classes were being held.
Oh, I never figured
Then
that
I
out.
had to buy the books.
There
Next
were
was, where is the
multiple classes
clitoris?
in college that I dropped having never gone to the classroom.
What?
One of them I specifically remember I couldn't find it the first week or so. It was in a building I wasn't familiar with. And I was like, I'm just not going to go.
How
Anxiety
am I
doesn't exist
expected
in your
to
world
overcome
either.
this obstacle?
Who
I would
could
have to ask
possibly
at
know?
least one person.
Oh my God. Y'all weren't like going early to find the class.
No.
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 Oh, I
So
have
if I
anxiety
couldn't
listening
find
to
a
this.
parking spot in the lot that I wanted to
dropping
park in,
out of
that was a
college.
reason to not go to class.
What?
So here's what I did in my undergrad.
Oh my God.
What helped
I'm like
me
shooketh by this.
is first I would start with as much as I could, try to read a chapter ahead.
Okay.
So that when I went to the lecture, it was a lecture on stuff I'd already read.
Repetition.
Okay.
Yep.
I didn't do very well with that, but that was my intent. So then I remember a history course that I took. It was U.S. history pre-1850, I think, is what it was. And so what I would do is I would go to class and I would take notes during the class. And then afterwards, I had like an hour and a half or 2 hours before my next class. So I'd head over to the Union and I would sit in there and I would rewrite my notes.
Oh,
Okay.
I've heard of people doing this. The rewriting
color,
of the notes is a big deal.
And I would color code them.
Color
Oh,
coding
wow.
can be
So
good.
like
And you have to do it when it's fresh.
Yes. Yeah. So we got to do it right after. So I would, because my notes, I'm just trying to get down as much information as I can. And then rewriting was to clean it up and
Process,
color
yeah.
code.
Okay.
And then from there, that class became super easy to do. Now that worked for undergrad. When I was a graduate student, what I realized is to be able to do a study group and to teach other people in the group what you
Right.
read.
Yeah.
Because you have to, if you're going to teach something, you kind of force yourself to
Yeah.
have to understand it.
Yeah.
So that's what helped for me quite a bit.
Okay.
I remember my very first college undergrad class was psychology, like Gen Psych. It was 8 a.m. on Monday, like
Oh,
just
boy.
day one.
Yikes.
That's
That-
a freshman class.
Fun fact, Peter was in that class with me. I did not notice him day one, but he was back there somewhere.
He noticed you.
Yeah,
well,
he did.
his friend noticed me, but that's all right. Peter just happened to be with him. So anyway, that Gen Psych class, our professor was amazing. He was a neuroscientist, but he was the dean of the department. But Dr. White, shout out. He
Big listener.
yeah, he was
Rest
a
in
big
peace.
listener. He would tell us from day one, he's like, here's how you're going to study for this
Okay.
stuff, being like psychology.
yeah.
He's like, you need to read the chapter 3 times.
Wow.
Oh.
Every
my
chapter you
goodness.
need to read it 3 times. So like for doing chapters 1, 2, and 3 or whatever, you need to read all those 3 times. And that really stuck with me because I agree with the color coding, all that other stuff you said. I think you're spot on. Especially for me, I'm visual. Colors help so much. Making like acronyms or whatever they're called out of things help me so much.
Mnemonic devices.
Yeah, those,
Yeah.
sure. Mnemonic devices or like where you make letters out of stuff, like please excuse my dear Aunt Sally
Yeah,
or
that's a
whatever.
mnemonic device.
Oh, okay, yeah, that thing. So like all those
I
things
think you
help me.
should explain it some more, though.
But
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what
Can I get a few more
about
examples?
my very energetic mother? That's Mars.
Oh, is this the- oh, that's
Mercury,
right.
Venus, like
Yeah.
Mars, Earth? Okay, so those all help
That
me.
one, right?
My very
Mercury, Venus,
energetic.
Earth,
Earth.
Mars.
There you
There we
go.
go. I was like, my very energetic. See, that's why I need the
There
mnemonic
you go.
device. Good example. So yeah, those all help me. Color coding helped me, but really just repetition, like reading something twice at least.
Okay.
That just helped me. I don't know.
Yeah.
What I was never good at in studying was the paring down of it.
Okay.
Ooh,
So, like,
what's important?
That's it. So like figuring out what to put
Your
on
whole
the
page is
flashcards.
highlighted.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So like and the reason I say I was never a good studier is my method was always learn all of it. If I couldn't get the whole picture though, I was really bad at figuring out what parts of the picture I needed to focus on.
Right.
So like if I didn't have time or whatever, if I just didn't do it for whatever reason, if I didn't have time to learn like like history, for example. So one of my degrees was history. And
You have to know everything for that.
but like it would get to what happened in this battle.
Right.
Like,
And I
a
couldn't tell you
lot.
what happened in that battle if I hadn't gotten all of the lead up to
Oh,
that.
you need to
Yeah.
understand it in context.
That's it.
Got
I
it.
have to have I have to have the whole picture.
I agree with that. I think I'm
or
in that.
I'm really bad at figuring out
Just
the
one
minutiae.
little
That makes
thing.
sense. Yeah, for me, and it's interesting because, like, in the age of AI, I mean, this has really changed. I was talking to my high school child the other day and asking, like, hey, to what extent are you using this? Like, how does this go? And it was very interesting because he was like, so listen, Dad, like, I'll basically use the AI to summarize the chapter, right? And so, like, I'll get the information, I'll have it synthesize it, I'll have it tell me all the high points. Then I'll make sure I understand it and I'll ask questions of it about things I don't understand. So I'll say, hey, this thing is a little bit confusing. Can you unpack this a little bit further? Give me some examples. And so instead of reading the textbook and just going with whatever the textbook's got, the AI is basically creating a living textbook that can discuss all the points.
Cliff notes.
And then afterward, he'll ask it to create study questions for him or like quiz questions to see if he's got it. And then he'll answer those questions to the AI and then ask it, if I got it wrong, explain where my thinking was incorrect and come back and teach me what I'm missing. And I'm like, Jesus, kid, like this is insane. Like we didn't have that shit. We were fucking using colored markers and dumbass stuff.
No, I just asked my neighbors.
What I wouldn't have given for colored markers.
Right?
I didn't even make it when I was around.
I was just talking to one of my neighbor's 15-year-old kids, and he was like, oh yeah, class is easy because he goes to like one of those special schools in Vegas that are smart people stuff. And I was like, oh, is it? He's like, yeah, I just cheat. I was like, what?
Yeah, and that seems to be a big part of
AI
this.
stuff. He's like, yeah, like ChatGPT.
I mean, asking them
like,
to do like essays and stuff. For the writer, whenever I had to take national exams, I think for me, my studying method is outlining a chapter. So like, I don't like to just read the chapter because my reading comprehension is really bad. Like I'll finish a page and forget what I just read.
Oh, okay.
So as I go, I have to be outlining it and gathering all the key points and like.
How do you know what's
the
key point? To Jacob's point earlier.
Well, luckily, I lived in an era where like words
they were highlighted
bold.
titles.
Yeah, they were bolded or something like that.
The book tells them what the key points are.
Yeah. And so like I would just always try to create an outline of the chapter because it usually would break down cleanly into an outline format. This is the big picture. This is the 3 big subheadings inside of here. Here are the breakdown inside of each of those. Here are the vocabulary words, key concepts. So like if I can do that on a computer, I do a lot better whenever I handwrite it out. What is this thing saying? And then for me, for national examinations, outlining information and flashcarding actually didn't help because the first time I took a national exam, I didn't pass, and I had relied on the method of like reading study prep books and flashcards. But the way that the test was asking, and this might be true for you too, writer, since you're kind of going into law.
Like scenarios?
They were scenarios, yeah. And so it had a lot to do with you needed to think the way the person who wrote this test was thinking.
Knowledge.
But also having a theory of the other mind was actually really important because a lot of the answers were not objectively yes or no. And if you sat down with 10 people, they could justify their answer in every direction.
Right.
You needed to know how this test writer or committee of test writers was thinking.
Yeah.
And so for me, the national exam that I took, there was a company that published simulated tests where you could basically just go through, but they were always updated based on who wrote the last version of the exam, and they had paid those same writers to write like simulations. That way you could think the way this current group of writers is thinking. And once I did that, and I paid big money to take that.
Yes, I paid money for practice tests.
But it was
those
worth
were the best.
every fucking penny because there was no amount of books I could have read or flashcards I could have drilled on that would have answered those questions correctly. I needed to know what they were wanting me to say.
I agree. Practice tests are where it's at because then you can see like, why did I get that wrong? Like this is why, and then you're like, oh, that's shifting my brain and how I'm gonna look at
and
that.
I
test
drilled
next time.
on the Sims. Like I took a one practice one like a month or two before my actual scheduled retake of the test. But then I thought, you know what? I really want to be in that mindset right when I sit down. So I think I had like 3 or 4 more simulations in the docket, and I took all of them every day leading up to the final, like the real test. That way it was like every day I was just getting this thinking process more in my head, and then passing the Sims as I was getting close to taking the real one, and then walking in and being like, okay, I know what this person's thinking right now. So that helped a lot.
Yeah. I feel like your son gave the best advice.
Honestly, in the age of AI, I don't even know how to use AI.
I know.
To ask this question.
It is. I'm using AI more and more now for kind of the stuff that he's talking about.
Okay, teach me something.
Not even teach me something, but like
summarize,
aggregate all of the data that I'm giving you.
Yeah,
give me. Here's all the data.
Yeah.
Organize this in a way that I can look at it.
Okay. Okay.
It's that type of thing.
Yeah.
I had one of my clients this last week who was talking about AI, and they're in the computer science field, and they were like, it's great when I'm trying to do stuff around my house. They're like, I have all these things to do. Can you make a to-do list for me, like based on what
cool.
like needs to be done or like time-wise? And she goes, and then when I'm off of it, I'll just re-enter it. Like, all right, this is now what I have left. How can I get it done?
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like, I could use that.
Yeah.
I used that for the whiskey barbecue prep this year.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Yeah. I used a lot of AI for the whiskey barbecue prep.
That's awesome.
Just figuring out like
that's
how much.
overwhelming to even
That's the
think
thing. It's like
about.
how much food, generating shopping lists, generating like my
Fuck
to-do
yeah.
list starting a couple of days prior.
Nice.
Like the prep.
Yeah,
prep
when do
list
I need
for the
to do
food.
these things?
That's it. Like when do I need to
that's
make sure
super
these like
useful.
I've got these shaved down. I'm gonna put these on the smoker at this time. I'm like all
Oh
of
my
those moving
gosh.
pieces.
That's
I
awesome.
definitely organized all that with AI this year.
So my fitness business.
Fitness business in your house.
Fit
Yeah, it
biz.
is. My software that I've got for my app actually has AI. And so like when I put in a workout, if I'm building a workout for somebody, I can put in parameters. Like here are the things that we want to work on. Here's the equipment that we have available. Here's the split that we want to have.
Here's their
Put it
weaknesses.
together.
Like maybe they have a bum knee
and
or
it'll
something.
and it'll put together an entire workout. I will then go through and change some stuff because there's a lot of stuff in there that they haven't like, figured out yet. But yeah, it's incredible.
And that's
starting
the thing
point.
is like I don't even I'm really kind of getting to a point now, and I know we're straying off of the initial topic a little bit here, but I don't even mind now. Whitney saying like, oh well, like I cheat at the I'm in the school and I'm using the AI to cheat. I'm kind of not even seeing that totally as cheating anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happened when I was a kid. It was you have to learn how to do this math equation because you're not always going to have a calculator in your pocket.
Right.
That's the thing that my teachers would say to me all the time verbatim. You
Right.
won't always have a calculator in your pocket. Guess what I always have in my pocket now?
Yeah. Right.
Like
Yeah.
it's just done.
I
And so
know.
like part of learning is learning to use the new technology. Part of like you want to get all that knowledge and everything as well. But you do have to find that balance. And I don't think that the older generation, us now, is I don't think we are always good at
Deciphering.
figuring out where that balance is going to be in the future. And when I say that we're not always good at it, I mean we're never good at it. We have never been good at it. No older generation has ever been good at
We're
guessing what
better
the
at
technology
this.
in the next generation is going to be.
That has been a point of irritation with me too, is hearing older generations be like, "Oh, the kids, they don't know how to write a letter and they can't write in cursive."
Yeah,
And it's
great.
like, yeah, and you don't know how to drive a stagecoach.
Yeah.
Right. How's
Yeah.
your stonemasonry?
Yeah.
By the way,
yeah. Like
by the way, you still don't know how to program a VCR, and you did own a VCR.
And you own that shit.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, teaching in college, this has
Oh,
been a
yeah.
really interesting, change that we've all been, kind of messing with. And I'm on the side. There's like definitely technology.
Does anybody else forget that Jim has students?
I know, right? No, they've met them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't forget.
Yeah,
I got a
never
visual.
forget. But like
Wow,
a lot
Whitney.
of technology
Yeah.
now
Is that a
will
broken-
scan
Lot
the
of
paper
visuals.
and figure out like, oh, was this AI
They're very
generated? Which I don't like. I feel like that's too dangerous. If we get that wrong, I don't want to destroy this person's entire academic career. But I know for me, I'm getting away from papers.
Sure.
And like I don't want my students to write papers.
Yeah.
I make them give presentations.
Yeah.
And I do not mind if you used AI to aggregate that, to teach yourself that, to design the slides, to get it all up there. If you show up and you read off the slide, that's your ass, because like you clearly have no mastery
Well, that's a
of
poor
this.
presentation.
Right. I need
You're
you
not
to,
doing the job. at that
Exactly.
point.
You need to be able to jump off script, and you can use this to guide you, but you need to be able to talk about it in a competent
Yeah.
way. And I'm
It's like
going
Nick
to sit
said,
there
like,
and ask
you're
you
doing
questions.
a presentation. You're kind of teaching the
That's
information.
it. I love that. So like, but I've seen people adapt to it in that way. But yeah, like the way my son's using it, like I
That's really
completely
cool.
agreed. He's like, no, I definitely use this to skip having to read anything, but like I'm getting it efficiently, and then I quiz myself on it, and I conversate with it to make sure I get it, so that when I take a test, I can do that. I'm like,
And
you're
see,
right.
like for that, I don't really have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with your son saying, and your son is what, like 28, 29?
Something like that.
Yeah. So I don't have any problem with him
He's
saying, like,
mature
this
for his
is how I
age.
get this information, and I avoid the reading side of it.
Right.
All I want on top of that is to say, like, that's cool. Just know that you are cutting off a part of what you could be learning here.
Right.
Like you are, by not taking it in, by not taking this information in the way that the initial author or the person who wrote the information down for whatever reason,
Yeah. Their voice is kind of getting lost in
That's
that.
by
true.
taking that voice out, you are losing something.
Yeah.
I think that's
Like if
true.
you read a summary of Moby Dick, it's not the same as reading Moby Dick.
Right.
Well, and also though, so many of us have had bad experiences with professors who were shitty. They weren't good at teaching it,
Yeah.
and like you were really struggling with the content. And I feel like AI has really bridged that gap for a lot of learners
bet.
now,
Yes.
where they can redesign. They can do self-learning, right? They can have this master educator teach them everything,
Yeah.
no matter how bad their professor
And for
is.
people, what we would have called when we were kids, people who have learning disabilities,
right?
For that, this must be
Oh my
a
gosh.
game changer, and I bet it's remarkable.
yeah.
And like there are all these pieces of technology. Oh, actually, at ScoopFest, there was Blind Scoop at ScoopFest. He had a pair of the AI glasses on, the Meta glasses with,
really?
with the cameras on the front.
And it would tell him what's
And he
going
was
on?
just having them explain to him what was in front of him.
That's
Wow.
fucking
Just tell me
Oh,
what's in
wow.
front of me. And his
Wow.
glasses,
I'm
he
letting
showed
that
me like little
sink in.
speakers and everything on them. His glasses would just like explain to him what he was looking at.
Wow.
Be like, oh, there are 3 people standing in front of you. They appear to be having conversation.
Yeah, you're walking up to a door.
I just imagine the AI glasses explain what's happening here at Scoop Fest. There's a
There's a
guy
woman in a tree.
Tilt.
bananas.
Error 404.
Yeah.
Error.
Due to my licensing requirements, I am not allowed to describe what I am seeing for public safety information.
Also, you should take 8 steps directly back.
you are in a splash zone. Do not ask me what that means.
Yeah. I'll explain after you take 8 steps back.
First, do what I say. So, Ryder, this is a really good question. I feel like getting to this place in your career where you're taking these really, really hard tests, at least my advice from having to be in a similar seat is that simulations are your best friend. Outlining of information, making sure you've absorbed it is key. I like that more than just brute forcing, reading things, but that's my learning style. And for some people, it's that, volume kind of re-experiencing it, and then it sticks. Every layer is a new layer of paint, and eventually it's, you've got the right amount. So finding your own method, but exploring with all of this and not, making use of advanced technology too. Making that thing give you a
part
sim.
that I would suggest doing is figure out what that method is going to look like for you. Don't be married to that method, because that you're going to evolve and change that method as you figure out what you need for it.
Right.
But whatever you decide on at the beginning, whatever method you like, if you're going to do flashcards, or if you're just going to if you're going to use ChatGPT to winnow it down and get the main points in, whatever that method that you decide to start with is, go at that method,
right,
100% brute force.
Yeah.
And then change it, adapt it as you need to.
Yeah.
The
And don't be
last
afraid
thing-
to cheat on the test.
The last thing I'll
Heist.
say, I did try to do some tricks. Like, if I know I'm going to be taking the exam at 9 o'clock in the morning, I would
Okay.
try to do all my studying at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
that
smart
is a little-
idea.
Yeah, I would try to replicate as much of the actual
That is a good
exam
idea.
with the studying time.
Wow.
So studying the same time of day.
For
you
not
know,
knowing what
waking up-
GPAs are, you were ahead of your
Yeah,
time.
dude.
Listen, it's my knowledge. I lack in some areas, but I make up for
He's
it.
the Rain Man of pot therapy. All right.
That's fair.
Like, there's a lot going on there. You're like, oh, he's not that smart. But then you're like, oh my God, he counts all the matchsticks as soon as they hit the floor. And you're like, what the fuck? Nick just shows up
Yeah.
and surprises you sometimes.
But
Just Jesus Christ.
wake
Does that
up
mean
at the
Jim's
same
the Tom
time.
Cruise?
I feel like that's true.
That was his subtle way of saying
That's where I'm going with this.
I got
Well,
You can't handle the truth, Rain Man. We're going to take a quick break, and
That's a
when
good
we
place
come
to end.
back, we're going to talk about teaching someone else basic skills. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to
Rain
you by
Man.
Judy Schneider, Leon Kasab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachuk, Max the Ginger Scoop, and Ellie O'Dare. And if you would like to sponsor the show, become a therapy producer at patreon.com/therapy.
I just rewatched that clip from A Few Good Men.
You can't handle the truth.
I told you I
So
watched
good.
that on the plane. Was like, oh, that's not
I watched
familiar.
it going up to Reno.
I was like, oh, that's that saying. I was like, wait, is this from that movie?
God,
That's so funny.
Jack.
This
is
movie
just
ripped
one
off
of
that
the best.
saying.
Yeah, I was like, oh, where did
They
that
didn't
come
get
from?
sued for this?
Okay, here we go. Our trivia this week. Let's start with Jim. These are amazing accomplishments before the age of 40.
Fuck.
How old was Alexander the Great when he died, having conquered most of the known world?
Oh,
I don't
Jesus.
like
All right,
this
I'll take
game.
options, but he was super young.
32, 35, 37, or 40?
Oh, shit, he was in his 30s. I'm going to go 32.
Correct.
Yay!
Nice. Felt right.
Alexander the Pretty Good.
Yeah. Alexander the Good Enough.
Marie Curie won her first Nobel Prize in physics before turning 40.
True.
How old was she?
Options.
28, 34, 36, or 39? This is you, Jacob.
Oh,
Yeah, we're all
I'm
looking at
sorry.
Whitney.
I thought it was me. You didn't have to take options if you didn't
I
want
thought it was
to.
Whitney as well.
Okay, well now you have
Definitely
options.
needed options.
Yeah. No, he's going to be like, well, I knew that.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to them because I thought they were Whitney's options.
Okay.
I was like, why is he looking at Jacob?
28,
We usually go
34.
this way. I don't know why we're going this way.
That's all right. I like it.
Change it up.
All right.
28, 34, 36, or 39?
34.
No.
That was
36.
Ooh.
Would you like to
34 was
steal?
gonna be
24
my
For the
guess.
steal.
18.
36 was that the C?
7 and a
C
half.
option?
Yeah, that was C.
Yeah, C.
Yes.
Yeah. Woo. I would have
Interesting
guessed 34.
about Marie
I was
Curie
like,
is she died of radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
So her discovery cost her that.
Aw, R.I.P.
Well, that's what she discovered.
Yeah.
She
Also,
discovered it
Alexander
is
the
deadly.
Great died of, sword
Radiation.
poisoning. So that'll happen.
Whitney.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg
Oh,
became
Jesus.
one of the youngest self-made billionaires in history. How old was he when Facebook made him a billionaire?
Oh my gosh.
A billionaire? Gosh. So he dropped out of college. I'll just take options.
19, 22, 25, 29.
Wow. I'm upset about all those.
That was the point of this entire
My stomach hurts. It's 25 or 29.
For the
I
record,
think.
Alexander the Great did not die from a sword wound.
Oh, I said sword poisoning. So joke's on you.
trivia. Sword poisoning?
Yeah.
Is that like bullet poisoning?
Yeah.
Similar.
How
Yeah.
Kennedy died?
Yeah. He died
Yeah.
of lead poisoning. You idiot.
I feel like
specifically.
25 is about. I'm going to say 29 because my heart
That feels
hurts to
it's
say
gotta be
25.
mathematically.
No.
Wow. All right. Give me
Fuck.
25.
No.
Oh, no.
Which one's the
This
right
is just wrong.
19 or 22?
Oh.
Well, he developed it at 19, so he couldn't be
yeah,
a
it got to be
billionaire then.
22.
It is 22.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't want to
Point,
keep going.
Jacob.
I need to go somewhere.
Oh,
This isn't right.
Jesus. Okay. I need to go swim with
Good
some
for
dolphins.
him.
Teaching someone
You could
basic
have.
skills. I did.
Several
I've
times.
been in the
Nice.
ocean. I got a call from an ex-girlfriend of a friend. They broke up years ago. She described her 12-year-old son being approached by that friend on the street by my friend and being frightened by him.
Whoa.
And a neighbor intervened. She said she and her neighbor went through their security camera footage over months and found my friend around their house many times. The ex-girlfriend asked me to tell my friend to stay away or they'll get authorities involved. My friend already has a criminal background, so getting police involved is even more dangerous than it would be for others. When I confronted my friend, he said he had a note that he wanted to give. He remembered fondly the times he was with the family and wanted to assure the son that the son was a good, kind-hearted person who could grow up to make significant effects on people's lives. My friend included his phone number in case the boy ever needed him. He said he was around the house and the neighborhood so that he could find out when the boy might be around, but the ex-girlfriend would not, so he could deliver the note and a birthday gift. I told my friend that continuously checking out someone's home to determine their whereabouts could be considered stalking, and the very least, it is creepy and weird. I told him that I understood why he might be concerned for the child, but as a society, we allow parents to have some control over who their children interact with.
All control,
And,
actually, I believe.
And some random person can't insert themselves into a relationship with a child against the parent's wishes. We do have things where the state can intervene, like Child Protective Services, which in an ideal world would be a non-prejudicial party who could determine when to intervene. The race of the people involved makes calls to CPS a dangerous move. All of this was something that my friend never considered. He didn't connect his frequent visiting of his ex-girlfriend as stalking, but once pointed out to him he could recognize that others would see it that way.
Okay.
He didn't think of the fact that he was trying to usurp parental rights, but once pointed out he could recognize that concept. What are resources and tools that I could use to help my friend to start to understand without me pointing out each and everything that he is doing? What behaviors to adhere to social norms?
Electric fencing.
How do I get him to realize that a woman has fear of violence from ex-partners and that he would behaving in a way like this would definitely stigmatize that fear? What is available to help keep him so oblivious to how he might be seen by others?
Maybe keep him from being.
Yeah, I think that's it. Keep
Yeah.
him from being so oblivious. Wow, good Lord. That is rough.
I would light in to a friend of mine if I got, first of all, if I got dragged into this from any of my friends, I'd
Noted.
be angry that I was being dragged into it.
Noted.
Sure.
I would immediately come into the situation pissed the fuck off.
Right. I'm here and I don't want to be here.
Exactly. I would be furious at my friend if I got this call from like their ex.
Yeah.
And they said, this is what's
Yeah.
going on. And then I got this explanation.
Yeah.
I would be so angry.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm getting dragged into this and you're a fucking idiot.
And you look at your friend, though, and they're just actually befuddled. And you realize, like, man, you are nose blind to, like, why this was wrong, why this is awkward. You thought it was cool to, like, hang around this house figuring out when the kid is available and the parents are gone so you can give the kid a note.
You thought that explanation would be a sufficient explanation.
You thought that made sense.
The explanation made it worse.
Yes. Like, I'm hanging out my ex's house monitoring when her kid is alone so that I can make contact with that kid.
Give him my number and
if
a
you
gift
say it that
behind
way,
his mother's
it sounds horrible.
You sound like Chris Hansen is waiting for you in that kitchen with some cookies.
And by the way, that's the way to say it.
Yeah.
That is the correct way to say it. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. I mean, it does obviously matter what the intentions are. Sure. But like for what we're talking about, it does not.
I've had,
That is what you're doing.
This may surprise some of you. But
boy.
I have had moments where I have obliviously, not this egregious, but I've obliviously found myself saying something or suggesting something.
I was going to point out the irony of you being surprised and criticizing
something about
this person.
19-year-olds.
Right. I can think of so many times in my life where I've just like been sitting there enthusiastically talking about something, and then somebody looks at me and you go, you know that what you just proposed is this thing, right? And I'm like, oh shit, is that okay? That's and like,
because I'm a bad boy.
There it is. And like when I hear it said back to me, the light bulb does
in
like
your
turn
own
on,
voice.
and I'm like, yep, you're right. That sounded weird. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna walk away right now.
Your father's dick has been
There
in
it
me.
is. There's been quite a few, I guess, that have shown up over the years.
I wonder.
Yeah, I've had that happen. But yeah, I remember like when I was pretty young and newly married. I think I was like 21. And we had made a friend group, two people that were part of a couple that were also young, and we were all part of the same church. We were hanging out. They had a kid, and we were just really getting along with them all the time and hanging out. And I had a lot more in common with the wife than I did with the husband, and the husband had a lot more in common with my wife. Mm-hmm. And so here we are, we're all hanging out, getting along really great, and we just keep making these references to things that like the wife and I are laughing about or whatever, and we're talking about the same books that we've read or whatever's going on. And it's oblivious to our spouses or whatever. And just in this moment, we're all getting along so well. And I said something like, one day we should just go out where like I hang out with her, you two hang out together. And like we should like go to a museum or something like that because like our spouses wouldn't want to do that shit. But like we should go do it. It'll be really fun. And like immediately all three of them start cracking up. Like, you know that you just invented swinging right now, right? Like that's what you're doing. You're talking. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I'm so sorry.
Museum
like, what have I
swinging?
done? Like, I'm so fucking sorry.
I like that you didn't think about it as you were saying it.
Yeah.
And then I like that you apologized
Oh,
for it.
so I was horrified. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make it weird. And like, I like museums, and so does she. I thought we should go to one.
I like museums. I like fucking your wife.
I mean, you don't seem very interested in fucking your wife. I'd sure like to. And I just thought this would be a win-win for everybody. So I relate to the
my
dumb
wife could
friend.
finally get some good dick.
So what was the outcome? Did they go for that? Or
No.
I
So
know
it turned
they,
out,
I know they laughed about it at
Yeah,
first.
no, they
but did
stopped answering our phone calls. It was
did
really
they warm
weird.
up to it?
We just couldn't seem to hang out with them anymore. We kept trying to, and they just were not into it. So yeah. So I guess there's been times when anybody
it's tough
can
to
be
continue
oblivious.
that friend relationship after you approach swinging and get turned down.
Yeah.
Apologize profusely and get turned down.
If no pun intended, but if you do swing, you have to hit a home run.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
right.
can't
Yeah,
swing and
there it
miss.
is. Yeah.
That's
There's no half measures.
Yeah.
Half measures avail you nothing. If in your friendships you're going to propose swinging, all in. All in. No regret. Go grande or go casa. You can't back down halfway and just say, nah, never mind. It'll be fine. There's no going back. And there wasn't. We do not hang out with those people anymore. They did not.
Amazing.
They blocked us on Facebook. So
That's too bad.
yeah, could have been a really cool friendship. Really liked the wife. She was really great. But
It seems like the friend, once you pointed it out to them, he could recognize that others would see it that way, but he doesn't think of it that way. Is that basically?
I think that's it. And the
Oh
friend
my
is
gosh.
very amenable to like had the light bulb turn on and went, "Oh no, you're right. That does sound bad."
That is how you could look at this.
When I say it out loud, I get it.
I think the confusing part here is, or the difficult part, the real question is, are there any preemptive measures you can take to prevent it from happening again in the future?
Right.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. This randomly just jumped into my mind. Why are we wondering what the other police issue was that this friend?
Oh, right.
I kind of
Yeah,
had
yeah.
that thought too. I was
Person
kinda
has a
curious.
background of. Well, we could probably assume this person has poor judgment.
Yeah.
So maybe
Seems
they've
like
gotten
But
into
go
some
on,
legal
Nick.
trouble.
Sorry, I just had
No,
that
that's
just popped
a
into my
great point. But like, and I think that's the challenging part is like, I don't know what you can do preemptively. You know,
You've told him.
yeah, like
that's what you do. You've done
then,
it.
And then if something else happens again, then I think you have this conversation again. Like, I don't know how you can.
Yeah, let me tell you how
like,
I do it. Nick.
Yeah, please.
Nick is how I do it.
Yeah.
So there's been.
Well, I wasn't going
Find
to
you
say
a
this,
Nick.
but I was going to say like I don't know what the answer is. Otherwise, I would have applied it.
Yeah.
Like to get Jim to think
Jim,
before
yeah.
he says something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It hasn't worked.
No.
But there's been a
I can
lot
see
of
why you would want that.
over 8 years, I have shown a lot of good restraint where I
Oh.
message Nick first. He's kind of my filter.
Okay.
And I'll be like, hey, I have this great idea. I'm going to do this thing. Sometimes I text him and go, I'm doing this thing. I already have this great idea. And then I think he looks at that and kind of goes, well, I'm not going to slap him on the nose, like just let him play it out, and he'll
Okay.
eventually realize
need an
this was a mistake.
example.
Oh, that just happened at Scoopfest.
Yeah.
This just we
like,
we
easy.
paid $400 to a studio to book video and audio recording sessions that we now do not have. We gave them $400 because I was
man.
like, "This is a great idea." And he
We
was
didn't
like,
get that
"Okay."
back?
No. We, by the way, we still have a credit with them, so we should do like our end of year show, and we should do. This is how
You
he's
need a
finding
day
out.
off.
Yeah,
So-
I literally am finding out right now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
that was reimbursed. I thought we got that back.
No, that didn't
Okay.
come back. So yeah, we have a credit, which is
Too
going to
bad
be
we
great.
don't
I think
have
we should do
video
our end of year
still
show
of
there. I
Nick
think it'd be really
being
fun.
rubbing
Credit,
his
which
head.
is just like having money.
Yeah. You're misunderstanding. I just
It's
told you a
US
good
dollar
thing.
credit.
Yeah, but then we
Imagine
have
what
to
it would
spend
be
now.
like to have money. That's basically what we have.
Yeah. Underpants, profit. We
Moving
got
on.
this. But yeah, no, so this happens a lot where I'll come up with an idea and I want to do some idea and be like, oh, this would be really cool to do on the show, or this great. And like mentally, I think Nick will hear it and then he's very gentle with me, but he'll write back and be like, hey, I think you actually had this idea 2 years ago. Do you remember this? And I'm like, oh yeah. And you're like, yeah, I think you didn't end up liking that idea because of this thing. I'm like, yeah, good point. So like, I would say it's really helpful to have a second brain to like bounce ideas off of. In lieu of not having a second brain, AI. Like, I think AI, honestly, if you said the prompt is, hey, I want you to scrutinize my proposal from different angles and tell me how other people might hear this thinking. And like, then just tell it what you're planning on doing. I'm going to hang out in front of this people's house. My
I'm
ex-girlfriend's
sitting in
house.
front of this 8-year-old's house.
12.
The thing just starts dialing 911.
Stay there.
Doesn't
don't
even let
move.
you finish typing. Just stop what you're doing.
I don't want to know.
Yeah.
That's right. I need plausible deniability. So preventative, I don't know that there's a way to get people to like hear the bad idea. I think life experience helps because like there's some kind of sting in your brain that goes, wait a minute, I've had this idea before and it wasn't a good one. So that helps. But like, I think you need that second brain. Like, I think you need community or using AI maybe. Those are my best suggestions for getting some kind of feedback.
But then that all relies on the friends,
Yeah,
like
they said
in
so, like,
advance,
Yeah,
don't.
right.
realizing like, oh,
Nick would know.
Yeah.
I feel like in this situation, when you say, how do I get him to realize, like, there's a fear behind this. This isn't, he's kind of only seeing it from his perspective. It's very self-centered. That's very childlike. And maybe there is something else going on there. But I would say trying to find a way to share, like, hey, this isn't about you, like kind of calling out, like, this isn't about what you think is right. This is putting yourself in their
Right.
space. This is what I'm telling you their space is like as a woman being afraid of somebody watching their home and their 12-year-old. You dated and things were great then, but she does not see it that way anymore.
right.
So this is a fear-based thing. You being here equals fear. Like
Yeah.
just really spelling it out. And if they still don't want to understand, honestly, we can't protect our friends from everything in the world.
Sometimes consequence is their
Yeah.
best teacher.
Yep.
Yeah, although
100%.
Sometimes you just create drop after drop after drop, and
Yep.
it doesn't seem to affect.
Sometimes
Sometimes consequences don't work.
Since there was a drop, I have not said this supple 19-year-old thing.
That's
Okay?
simply not true.
I only say it when you guys play. She is a hot, supple 19-year-old.
See, you
was
just
that
said
just
it again.
now? Was that shit?
No, and I think
I want 10 inches in my mouth.
God damn it.
That was an old one.
That
we
was.
wouldn't have a show if this phenomenon didn't exist.
Yeah, no one would listen.
My inability to learn from my
I
mistake.
think all you can do is just talk to them and be like,
Yeah.
yo, think about what you're doing.
And I think
Yeah.
I like the writer's approach in being able to understand, like, hey, I'm not, I understand your intent.
Yeah.
But also understanding that intent doesn't always matter.
Right.
Like, reality is a good thing, but perception's very important. So though I may understand, and you and I both know that you weren't trying to do anything harmful, you need to understand what it looks like from the outside. You know,
if somebody turns on their Ring camera and sees that you've been hanging around their house for like an hour and a half every day when you're not around, and watching their kids' movement patterns, like, they're not gonna like that.
Yeah.
And they're not gonna like that. If you put yourself in the parent's shoes for a moment,
And they've just told
realize,
you. They've just told you. Listen to what they're saying.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's everything. And when it comes to like actually developing this skill in people, because none of us have a Wikipedia amount of understanding about the world around us just built in, or really access to that, to me the skill is...
We do have access to it. We have access to Wikipedia.
But like the skill is to be able to pause before you act, right? So like before you act, entering into like making that part of your self-discipline where you're saying, okay, because I've gotten it wrong so many times, I need to like stop and place a 24-hour hold on this action that I'm all pumped up to do, and I'm so enthusiastic. I think it's a great idea. I want to make sure I feel this way in 24 hours. I have so many recordings that I have created for Patreon that like the blessing, the reason that nobody's ever had to hear them is because I schedule them to be released 2 weeks later or a week later, because we only release on Mondays. And so like, and my turn is like every other Monday. And so there's been so many recordings that I've made where I've scheduled it out 2 Mondays away. And I'm like, this is a slam dunk. This is a great idea. And then I have time to think about it before that thing gets released. And then like 2 or 3 days later, I'll be like, well, let me just listen to it again with a pair of fresh ears. Like, let me just think about this again. And I'll listen to it on double speed. And I'm like, halfway through, I'm like, nope, delete that shit right now. Pull that the fuck down. Get rid of it. It's not a good idea. It's not going to land the way you want it to. Your heart was in the right place, but the delivery is poor. Fucking delete. That has saved my ass so many times.
That's so funny.
Like,
I'm exactly
disciplining
the opposite.
yourself to do that, I think, is the best move.
If I don't throw it in the trash can immediately, it's going out.
Yeah.
If I go back and listen to it again later, my
Everything.
100,000% of the time, I'll finish up something and be like, I didn't like that. And I'll go back and listen to it and be like, that wasn't bad. Putting that out.
Goes the other
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you and Jim are different characters.
That's true.
Yeah. We have different ways of thinking, I would say. But yeah,
I was
that's the
wondering
only
what
discipline.
happened to that deep dive you did on women in the workforce.
Yeah.
That makes sense now.
Yeah,
Why
in the
that
trash
one,
heap.
Why
my
that
man.
one disappeared.
You are welcome. Yeah. Also, incredible restraint on your part that you never delete those. You'll never look in there and go, I'm going to save him from himself. You're like, no, let's just see what happens.
Let him hang himself.
This will be fine.
He's got to learn.
Exactly.
Anyway, writer,
That fork in the light socket.
you are a noble friend for helping your buddy. But yeah, if you want to give them any coaching, that's advice that I live by, is like whatever idea I think is a great one in the moment, I try to like sit on it for 24 to 48 hours before acting on it in my enthusiasm. And like once the enthusiasm passes, like my reasonable brain can kind of have a better shot at like walking me through it and going, hey man, here's from 3 other angles why that might not work. So that and AI, I think, are your best bets for helping your friend.
Tough love.
Tough love.
Yeah.
Rub his nose in it. Kick him in the balls. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about how do I stop feeling self-pity and move forward. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, and Elio Dare. And if you would like to sponsor the show, become a therapist for patreon.com/therapy.
I believe I'm in the lead.
Maybe.
Can't be true.
Jim, Joan of Arc led the French army to victory at Orleans at what age?
False.
I think I just
Okay,
know
final
this
answer?
one.
Give me numbers.
14, 16, 17, 20.
Good Lord.
Is one of those your numbers, Jacob?
It was.
14,
Ooh.
16, 17, or 20. Oh my God. Well, this is like a long time ago, right? And so like in the Middle Ages,
Yeah.
16 is like middle age.
Well, your son, I mean, it's a
yeah,
pretty good
he's
standard.
pretty, yeah.
It's pretty
he's great.
Could your son lead the French army?
His French is not great.
I mean, it's the French army. How
Yeah.
hard can it be? to
Yeah,
lead?
that's true. That's true.
Put some cheese and wine out there.
You're the bravest one in the French army as a 16-year-old girl. Kind of checks out. Look, I'll take 16.
Is he right, Jacob?
I don't think so.
He is not right.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
Is it
Jacob? It
Yeah,
goes to
it's
you.
you.
I think it's 14.
No.
I'm sorry, Jacob. You're
Oh,
wrong.
I know what it is then.
Oh.
What is it? No, I'm
What are
just
the
kidding.
options?
It was 14, 17?
14, 16, 17, or 20.
Oh.
Well, 17.
It's got to be 17
Yes.
then. Yeah.
Wow.
Jacob, Serena Williams had already won how many Grand Slam singles titles before she turned 30?
Oh, my
Oh.
Shit. Options.
10, 13, 15, 18.
What? 10 was
Grand
the low?
Slams?
Yeah, 10 was the
Yeah,
low.
it was a lot. I'll say 13.
Oh.
13.
All
Nice.
right.
Lucky
Wow.
13.
Good Lord.
Okay. Whitney, Steve Jobs.
Serena Williams was very good at tennis. I want to just say that point blank.
You know, I'll bet
very,
she's
very
still
good
pretty
at
good
tennis.
Be
I don't
the
even
first
know how
one
many
to say
Grand
that.
I
Slams
want
is
to
like
jump
good
on
or
this
bad.
bandwagon before it fills up.
Yeah.
Serena Williams, excellent tennis player.
Steve Jobs co-founded Apple Inc. at age what?
Did? Options.
19, 21, 23, or 25?
I got to party with Steve Wozniak one time.
Oh, cool.
The
The other
other
founder. Was
Steve.
Was that in Pahrump?
Yeah.
I hear he lives in Pahrump.
It was not in Peru.
I'm going to
It was in
say
Silicon
19.
Sorry, I started reading ahead to other ones. No.
Damn.
I'm going to take 25.
No.
Has B been taken?
It has not.
B.
Yes.
21.
It was B.
He was and your games years
21.
old.
That's Nick's kind of GPA.
Fuck yeah.
21.
There you go.
21.
Wow. Okay.
Damn.
So I'm still in the lead.
I
B
stopped
years
listening to the
old.
options and what other people were guessing and still got it right.
Nice.
Wow. This game is shit.
That's how you study.
You knew enough to know B hadn't been said.
Let me teach you my ways. How do I stop feeling self-pity and move forward? From Alex. Hey, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. I've asked a few questions in the past, so thanks for answering them, and hopefully this one. To give some context, I'm just not where I want to be in life. I've recently moved to a new city, searching for a job as a software engineer after getting laid off earlier this year, and currently working part-time at a local grocery store. I've not made any friends here yet, though to be honest, I've not tried very hard. I mostly stay at my apartment unless I get to go out for food or work. And I'm not having much luck on dating apps. The few friends I have are people I play games with online, and aren't the type of friends I feel comfortable talking about my life with in any serious way. The last time I did that, I just became the unemployed one of the group. I've been working with a therapist since a few months before the layoff, so I have them as a support, and they've been great. But in the last few months, it's felt like every week we meet and all I do is vent and complain about how unhappy or alone I feel, how disappointed in myself that I can't get a decent job or a few friends, and about feeling guilty and shame for not having much motivation to spend time actively searching for that new job. Sure, there's some small wins here and there, but it never feels like enough. I've also got some hobbies or goals that I've wanted to get into for a while, like learning to make video games or get into music production. But it seems like all I end up doing is watching tutorial videos and these hobbies and daydreaming about myself doing them. When I actually try to start working on one of these hobbies or try to learn something, I feel physically exhausted and discouraged and end up spiraling into feeling hopeless. I'm tired of the cycle of complaining without any meaningful action, but I don't seem to be able to flip whatever switch I need to in order to actually move forward and make change in my life. Do you have any tips on what I can do or some explanation of why I might be stuck in this lethargic self-pity zone? Thanks again, Alex. Pronouns are he and him.
Oof. It does sound like you're maybe kind of in a little bit of a depressive state, I'll call it. Sometimes those can be triggered by life events, and it sort of bleeds over into things like, I have ideas of wanting to start these hobbies or these new things, but then once I start them, just the lethargy, there we go, or fatigue kind of kicks in, and that can be part of like kind of a light I'm going to call it a depression light, where it's out of your norm. Normally if these would be things you'd be really active and engaged in, or like, I'm starting a new hobby, I go all in. And now when you're starting the new hobby, you're just like, ugh, it's just exhausting me. I don't have energy for it. there could be something like that going on. What I would usually suggest in moments like that are usually bringing it back to basics. So with certain clients I work with, I might call this basic bitch therapy. Where,
Love it.
Yep.
I sense some a pumpkin spice latte in here someplace.
Yes. No, that's white girl.
Oh.
Yeah, different vibe,
Okay,
different
gotcha.
therapy vibe. No, but things like just accomplishing the minimal, like getting outside if you live in a place like Las Vegas where it's 80 degrees today and sunny. Getting outside, sunlight, sleep if you can, some limitation on electronic devices. Sometimes kind of like grounding yourself. Maybe don't try a new hobby. Do you have an older hobby, like just reading fantasy novels or whatever? Something that feels comfortable, that's easy. Like make the barrier easier than a new hobby that takes a lot of effort and our brain has to adjust to.
I 100% agree.
Yeah.
And I'll agree with that, but then also go just one step
Go,
further.
please.
You can do the same thing with new hobbies. Because
Okay.
here's how I think.
I think that's
here's-
harder for our brains.
It
though.
definitely is, but it's because we have a
Perfection.
mechanism for doing things that we've already done before that we don't utilize for doing new things.
Okay.
So so if you were going to do a hobby that you always do, which is kicking puppies, I imagine.
that's
is
a good guess.
One of the things that you
And
always
you're
do.
in the realm.
Yeah.
Go on. You're in the right
She's
realm.
on an
you
HOA
don't
board.
need-
She kicks puppies. Those are her two hobbies.
Whatever it is, that
Call me
hobby
Karen.
that you do.
Yeah.
If it's something you've been doing for a long time,
Puppy
you
punting.
don't need a
Puppy pun. That's too good.
Canine
With this-
kicking.
Oh my God. It's like you've looked this up or something or like experience. Sorry, go on.
but
Everybody needs a
you,
hobby.
you don't need a
I do it as a
detailed
job.
plan. You don't need a detailed plan to do that.
Okay.
Right? 'Cause
Right.
it's just autopilot. Like you just kick in and you just go do it. I think one of the problems that people run into when they're creating new hobbies and they've got goals is like, okay, so one of the goals that the writer talked about is creating video games. All right. There's a huge disconnect between your starting point and where that is. And if you don't fill in the gaps with these easily measurable steps, you just get stuck watching YouTube tutorial videos. So,
Okay.
and this is where actually what Jim's probably going to say is utilizing ChatGPT, since that has been the answer
Seems
to
to be all
every
the
question
answers
so
today.
far today.
Wow. We know the name of this episode.
Yeah. I think what you can do is create a detailed process to get from your starting point to your end goal, but with really simple things. So maybe today I'm going to watch some YouTube tutorial videos. Tomorrow I'm going to make a list of supplies that I need to buy.
Okay.
The day after that, I'm going to figure out a budget for how much I have to spend on these supplies. The day after that, then I'm going to, so like you create a daily list, but they're things that are really, really easy. Because here's the other thing too that I think would be beneficial is if you're able to start accomplishing some of these really small things,
Yeah.
then you can start to pat yourself on the back. You've got
Right.
something that you can say, "Oh, I did a good job with this."
Okay. I'll
Okay,
I'll take it.
No,
Okay.
your face is saying so much right now.
Yeah. Her
I have a
mind's
lot of
telling me no, but her body
Also saying no.
is saying maybe.
Nope.
Do you want to go to a museum, Whitney?
Also
Feel
strong,
like you also
maybe.
really like museums. I don't think it's weird two friends can platonically go to a museum
Is that a you?
and hang out.
That's butt stuff.
I was thinking the Erotic Heritage Museum.
It's
A
always
fun
butt
place to
stuff.
hang out.
The largest orgy in America. was there.
Also, this is
Okay.
just an orgy.
Tell me what you
Museum
reject.
of Flesh.
I guess I'm thinking of I don't know. I'm going into thinking about like clients I've worked with where those all start to feel like roadblocks, and I hear what you're saying, and I think probably that is helpful for some people, but I just also want to say, like, I don't know, sometimes doing the easier things and feeling contentment in that sometimes, and I don't know where this writer, Alex, where your head's at exactly, But if there's any version of like pressure, perfectionism, which when you mention you're an engineer, I just assume like probably other things are also going on there.
When you're driving trains, you have to really be precise.
Choo choo.
Right.
Or running trains.
That's right.
Either one.
Precision is important.
You got to nail it.
So yeah, I feel like just doing the one step after another. If you're very regimented like that, some clients I've worked with are like, yeah, if it's on my calendar, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
those people, I kind of like that. Like, here's your thing, and your therapist says, I'm going to check in next week. This is your one task to do or whatnot. Then sure, that could help. That has helped with clients I've worked with. I think sometimes I have clients that are just like, that's just not enough. Like, I'm still not good enough because I don't have the job, because I don't have whatever. So it's almost like shifting that mindset, and that's way more than we can answer on this show. That takes a lot of work with your therapist, but shifting that mindset into trying to kind of accept where you're at first, and that will help you break through to like growth later on. But I don't know. So it's both. It just depends on where Alex is coming from. So I do think you're right in some aspects. I've seen that specific thing that you just described worked really well with some clients, but sometimes if they're really deep in it and that kind of perfectionism mindset, that can be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a great Patreon recording of you breaking down SMART goals, which I think are really, really useful. It's in our archives, our library. Patreon.com/therapy. If you go to the very first post, it just says, hey, start here. And it's just all of our things that we've ever created for the most part in categories listed out with links so that we can just touch the link and go straight to it. So that there is a great piece in there about SMART goals. But I really like the idea of micro accomplishments, right? Like breaking it into the atomic scale where it's like we can start succeeding with those wins. What's hard about some goals where the goal is a learning curve, that's difficult. Like where the writer's saying like, oh man, I want to learn like music production. And it's like, okay, or designing video
Have
games.
you produced music before? No.
Right. And it's like, it's so much different than if you said like, I want to do like more fitness or something like that. It's like, okay, that is very approachable in the sense that you don't have to learn a lot. You can hire somebody who knows that.
You're
and
just
then
applying.
you can just obey, like show up, your trainer will teach you. Your job is to show up and do it. And like, that's a different form of motivation, but to like muster mental energy to use mental rigor to learn something is really difficult. If you were going to use AI, I could see you doing something where you're asking it, okay, my goal is to learn how to do music production. I want you to create a whole bunch of items that would be small learning milestones along the way so that I can gamify this and make it interesting for myself. Like, okay, I need to, this week my goal is to learn how to, fade out the music in the thingy or whatever. Okay, great. I'm going to use my little program. I'm going to figure that out. Great. I did it. Check. And like, give yourself a point or whatever. Like it takes some kind of like atomic level, like scripting to, I think, get to a place, but it's hard because I feel like anytime that the task or the objective requires mental labor, it's a mental effort. It's an emotional effort. You have to like summon yourself to like do that.
That's
I've
how
had
I feel.
so many things in life where like, oh, I really wish I knew this thing, like guitar. Like I really wish I could play better guitar. And it's like, I want that. The absence of that bothers me. I would enjoy that, but I want the result more than I enjoy the work. And so then it's like, okay, when I sit down, I'm like, okay, I need to understand music theory better. Let me try to use this learning tool. Let me watch this video. And then like my heart quickly loses interest.
Do you ever, because I totally understand this. Have you ever set like I don't want to say a goal, just like an informal thought really of like, okay, I'm going to play guitar. I'm going to spend 10 minutes just working on scales, and then I'm going to go do whatever I want to do.
Kind of. So what ended up happening with me is like I tried to better myself with guitar by learning scales and using, but back when I was trying to learn, it was very workbook driven. So you go to the music store, you buy the workbook, you try to self-teach from that. And that I really struggled with that. For whatever reason, I could not, and I still to this day, music theory evades me. Like I can't cognitively get it. And my kids are both musicians. One plays violin, one plays guitar. They're both really good. And like they'll sit down with me and they're trying to explain like the letters and like how the letters make sounds and like how those letters can also be sharp or flat. And here's what that means. And like they're trying to show me acronyms and like they draw it on a line and they're like, hey dad, watch this. It's going up. And I'm like, I don't fucking get it. Like none of this makes any sense.
So you don't read music at all?
No, I don't
Really?
understand it. I do not under.
I feel like
You have to
elementary.
read- I think you have to read music first before understanding music theory.
You're probably
Yeah,
right.
I agree
I
with
think
that.
you're jumping to running.
I've tried to have YouTube explain it. I've tried anyway. So like to your question of like, have you ever
Yeah, I
tried
feel like
an
elementary
incremental
music
strategy where you
taught me
say,
that.
okay, I'm just going to do these drills? Yeah. So like on a guitar, I can sit there and just drill. This is where you put your finger to make these sounds. And if you see these necessary in the future, this is
On
how
a
you do it.
guitar and on a person.
And on women, make sounds, play them like a fiddle. But yeah, so
At the
I've done that
museum.
incrementally, but not with like enormous success. So like the way that I taught myself guitar was learning chords and then finding songs that I wanted to play. And then just enjoying that,
fun
like
part.
yeah, enjoying the fun part of it, and then doing that enough times that I had learned all chords possible because
Right.
I needed them at some point.
So, to flip this over to golf, as I always will. There we go.
Yeah.
I was worried we would.
Everybody take a
We
drink.
went
Yeah.
way too long.
I know.
Without a
I
golf
was
round.
It's been
really
several
hoping.
episodes. If I just throw
It
out
has.
there.
You've done
That's
well.
true. Yeah,
He's been saving up.
a lot
yeah.
of self-restraint.
No, but like learning things. So a lot of golf instructors have said something like this too, where like if you're practicing a skill and you're going to go to the driving range and you're going to practice this skill, set a goal of how many balls you're going to hit with doing this one drill. And then once you're done with that, do something fun.
Oh, okay.
Like create a game of, doing something else. But don't just go there and for 2 hours do this one drill.
Okay.
Because you'll just get tired of it. You'll start to resent it. You're
Yep.
not going to focus on it.
Yep.
Your first few swings are going to be very focused. And then after that, you're unfocused. And now you're just practicing a bad movement.
Because you're just trying to get through it at that
Yeah,
point. You're not
you're-
enjoying
so-
it. So it's
yeah,
like, I just
and
want to
so-
swing this thing 200 times
because
and be done with it.
a lot of
It's like making yourself a 40x40 list and then
Yes.
trying to cheat your way through
Who
it.
would
exactly.
do
It's
Yeah.
exactly like that.
Joyless.
It
I mean,
defeats the purpose.
Yeah.
It's the same as like
I've got like
similar
5
to,
weeks. Okay.
Do it. Nobody will be happier than I will
This
if you
is
do
such
it.
an ADHD response. I got plenty of time.
I'm
Plenty
gonna
of
get there.
No, but like a
I don't
lot
think you're
of
going to do a single additional one.
guitar playing.
Go eat Indian food.
Guitar playing
not gonna do that.
and golf, a lot of it is muscle memory,
Okay.
right? So if you're not focused when you're learning it and you're completely unfocused,
Right. It
all
won't
you're going to
stick.
do is you're practicing a movement that you're
Yeah.
going to have to fix later because you're learning bad habits.
Right. Yeah.
So, like if it was just scales or something like that, I'm just going to commit 10 minutes to practicing this one thing and then I'm going to go do something fun.
Yeah. I also think like if you're learning music, like you're learning how to produce music professionally, kind of like what Jacob can do, I feel like it's a lot more fun when as you learn things, you now get to go do something with that new lesson you've learned. It's like
Sure.
now you know
Sure.
how to do this.
That's always true. Yeah.
Go create something, like have some fun with that. Like for me, every time I learned a new chord, I'd get excited to look up a song and be like, oh, now I know the A chord. I can play this song now. Let me try. And like, that was fun. Like I got to apply it and that made it more of a game or made it enjoyable. That
But
way
so,
it isn't just
like that
rigor.
just means that you're like, I don't know, this isn't about teaching Jim how to do music theory, but it is weird that you've like, because you've done most of the steps.
Yeah, that's what thing.
You just haven't done all of them and you haven't done them in any kind of order.
I don't know why anything that I do works.
Jim, did
but
you
if
ever-
you give me a song in
But like if I
chords,
show you
I'll
a
play
music
it.
staff and there's a note on that music staff, can you tell me what note that is?
No.
You couldn't point at that and be like, that's an E.
No.
That is a treble clef, and that
No.
marking denotes an E.
Not only do I not know that that's an E, if you said explain the concept of E in music, I
Oh
would
my
say I
gosh.
don't know what that means.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is weird.
it's pretty empty.
This is
I
an
feel like-
odd
pretty
knowledge.
blank
If you
space.
pointed to a piano, a key, and you said this is an H sharp, I don't think he'd just go with it.
Well, I know.
It's
No,
just
I know
like,
that sharps mean like they're half a something above the other thing.
Uh-huh. But
So
is
I'd probably
H a
know
note?
that. And probably the one to the left of the H sharp is an H. But then I wouldn't, or maybe the one more left is maybe an H flat, or maybe it's the black
Thank you
one.
for proving my point.
Is it the black one?
I was
It's the
already
black
thinking
one.
that.
It's, you go up
I
one.
was like, what age?
So like the H is the middle one, and then you go up to the black one. That's the
Right,
H sharp.
exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
To go to the
Totes.
left, it's the H
If
flat.
H were a note,
Yeah.
Oh, it's not?
That is the case.
I was just gonna say how many
There's only
listeners
where
are
the
like
fucking letters decide to
getting
end?
driven
A,
crazy
B,
right
C,
now.
D, E, F, G. There
Oh,
are
how
only 7
silly.
notes.
How silly of me to think it was one more letter than the one you stopped at. I'm the idiot. Fuck you, music theory. You're
This
dumb.
isn't music theory. This
no,
is basic
I
knowledge.
learned this in elementary music class.
Now,
Like all of
we
these
got to
letters.
hit xylophones in elementary
No,
music class. That shit was
okay.
cool.
Music theory.
Texas music choir class.
I'm
That's
the
where,
asshole.
yeah.
You're not for not knowing that it stops on one letter, not the other one.
Oh boy.
Yes.
You're no.
That is correct. You are the asshole.
False. Anyway, Ryder,
Jim's the asshole.
good luck. I feel like when there's a rigorous
Oh.
like cognitive learning curve on something, though, it is really hard to get
I just wanted to
motivated.
say super duper quick that your therapist, talk to them about this too, that you're like, hey, I feel like I'm coming in here and venting all the time, because as a therapist, sometimes there will be clients that come in and vent.
Right. Sometimes
Sometimes I will push back and like try and give helpful advice, and sometimes they push back, and it's like
Right.
there's a push pull where they want to come in and just vent. But sometimes I'll let clients do that, and then I'll have every once in a while they'll be like, hey, I feel like we've kind of like, we show up, we do our thing, but we've gotten off of our goals, or like even if we haven't hit our 90 days or whatever, where we review our treatment plan. Nick, I promise I do those.
Yeah.
So after that,
I'm
then
not
it's and then it's like I just think that they will tell me usually, and that can be a little hard, honestly, as a therapist. I'm like,
Right.
oh gosh, was I not doing my job right? But really, when I'm working with my client, that's my own personal response.
Right.
Really deep down, I'm like, oh no, this is good. That means they're wanting to work on something. They're comfortable telling me that.
I get
like,
pissy. I kind of get defensive because, like, to me, when you look at the
No.
stages of change,
yeah.
and somebody comes in and they're like, I'm in preparation, I want to start goal setting, I really want to attack this, and I want you as a therapist to hold me accountable. To some extent, I can, but I cannot care about this more than you.
Sure.
I cannot throw you on my shoulders and carry you up the mountain. So when you come in week after week and you're like, I'm spiraling in shame and guilt, I feel like I'm underaccomplished. Okay, that becomes my mental health issue that
Yeah.
I need to be dealing with and de-escalating in your life, because those are not tools. You can't build anything with shame or guilt. So
That's
I have
fair.
to address that now.
Yeah.
And then if a month later you're like, I just don't feel like you push me, you beat the shit out of yourself.
Yeah.
So there is like no opportunity for me to quote unquote hold you accountable. You're doing some kind of transference where you want me to be your father or you want me to be like your coach. And like to some extent, I can't do those things for you, because if you're going to keep coming in and like falling short of these things, I have to help you like stave off depression and like deal with that. And I need to be an unrelenting positive influence on you. And also, life's doing plenty to motivate you. You want these things done. You're feeling the absence of those things. Just like with alcoholics, they're like, why haven't you stopped me from drinking yet? That's not how this works, champ. When you're ready to stop drinking, I can show you the way.
Yeah.
But if you show up and you're not ready yet, I can't scream or cry or beg or, like hold your hand. I have to let you go back into life, let life kick you in the balls again, and then you'll come back and go, hey, bad things keep happening when I drink. And I go, okay, are you ready? I think I am. Great. We're going to go as far as your will allow you to go. And we're going to keep working on this project incrementally. Same thing happens with goals. And so sometimes like it frustrates me because like you'll have patients that come in and you're like, well, I told you these goals. And like, you're not pushing me toward them. And it's like, I'm with you on that.
But what
and
you're
I'm not
bringing up
gonna
in session
debate
is
you.
important.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to debate you on it because that will hurt our alliance. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you fundamentally are misunderstanding what my role is. You want somebody, you want to just hire a professional. It's like going to Nick as a personal trainer.
probably
I mean, like
true.
I came to you and said that I wanted to, get buff. And you know what? I've hired you for 3 months and I am not buff yet. And it's like, yeah, you don't do any of the things I tell you to do. And then you come in every other time. You come with an excuse every other time not to show up. You do not do the exercises I ask you to do at home. And you're yelling at me because you're hoping that I was going to yell at you or hold you accountable or something like that. But if I did that, it'd only push you further away from your goals.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. Like, I have things in my pocket that I can help you with, but at the end of the day, this is your journey. So I don't know. It's a mixed
No, I
bag.
agree, but I think that would be good for the client to talk to the therapist about, because it gives
That is
the
true.
therapist an opportunity to kind of touch base and like, because they know this writer better than we do. So
That's
it's like,
true.
yeah, if that is what's happening, because that
Definitely
might be.
bring it up.
Yeah.
And say, yeah, I feel underwhelmed with my progress, and can we orient on that? And like, that's fine. I'm
That is
happy
that
to talk to you about
because
it.
sometimes as a therapist, like,
Yeah.
well, if that keeps coming up, like I would rather focus on that. Like, what makes you want to go
Right.
toward your goals?
Well, it opens up a solution-focused conversation in therapy where we can say, okay, great, let's talk about when you've had any success. What were we doing differently?
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
we're not making it, what? And so, like, I'd love to study the problem with you and help you get out of your own way. And that is great work. Like, that is great therapy. It's great coaching. That's what you need from me.
Yeah.
But sometimes people get so frustrated
That's
with their own
true.
stall that they look at the therapist like, well, I need somebody to blame here. And so I think it's you.
We've
I think
been off our
therapy doesn't
goals.
work.
Yeah.
And it's like, you set the agenda for us. You come in and we go on whatever's going on in your life. And if you're like, oh, you let me bitch for 50 minutes about my relationship or my sense of loneliness instead of pushing me toward my dating objectives. And it's like, if we do not deal with your loneliness and your emotional frustration with, whatever's happening, we can't push you toward your dating objectives. So this is front burner shit. We have to deal with it. Sometimes that's frustrating.
That's fair. Yeah.
Anyway, Ryder.
That was all I had.
I'm defending your therapist and nudging
Shocker.
you in the right direction.
Yeah.
Good luck. We are going to take a quick break, and then we're going to wrap up the show, and we're going to call out all the names of the people that support us on patreon.com/therapy. You're listening to Pod Therapy.
Today's episode is brought to you by Judy Schneider, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Sammy Scoop, Sarah Smith, Mike Helm, Darren Cunningham, Cody the DeLorean Guy, Brady Malachek, Max the Ginger Scoop, and Ellie O'Dare. And if you would like to sponsor the show, you can become a therapy user at patreon.com/therapy.
Any new Patreons?
No, damn. So we are recording this October 26th. And so if you have joined our support network at patreon.com/therapy since the 26th, we will thank you in a future episode. But you won't hear your name on this one. At the beginning of every month, we like to thank all the theropods, therodactyls, theroproducers who make our show possible. And I'm going to read off our theropods. Thank you, University Jeff, Robert Paulson, Richard Bruins, Linda Brandmeier, Scoop Chernot, Joseph Pangrazio, Corey Owens, Christine Phillips, Gavin Bristow, Carrie Terhart, Kiwi Fruit Scoop, Take It EV Podcast, Craig Little, Jim Hunter, Scoopatron, Todd Canfield, David Sorensen, Felicia Butler, Shayla Bullock, Lauren Izzo, Katie Chiwakowski, Adam Petanuzzo, Mats Lenegren, Lee Popsicle, Scoopator, Sending That Josh Guy, What Weekend, Julius Capel, Mama Ninja Scoop, James Dawson, Grumpy, Lake Mead Park Ranger, Sarah Olo, Sam Buck, Karen McCulloch, Chemist, Lila, Kelly Gagner, Nippy, Brian Emra, Matthew Johnson, Alec Lancaster, JD Congan, A Literal Pickle, Matthias Vandebrandt, Drew Elegy, a.k.a. Death to his enemies, Ken
slip.
Tinsley, Flindy, Smells Funny, Joel McMillan, Matthew Kubik, Chad the Safety Lad, Walker Fluke, Almost Dr. Nurse Joey, Duffy the AMFT Therapist Bear, Philip Guyton, Tim Mystery, Kristen Robbins, Freya Lawson, yes, Christopher DeGursey, Kirka Grimm, Trisha Ortiz, DJ Seward, Melissa L. Geisler, Mississippi Hippie, Scott A., Patty Glad, Fifi, Heather W., Kyle, Trontastic, Anthony Camarada, David Williams, nailed it, Kate Please, Eric Dyer, Kernapiller, Buddy Dobbins, Glitch Scoop, Nathan Mookie, Bug Nuts, Stephen Landon, Aletta Balaz, Adam Balaz, no relation, Persephone Hazard,
I did.
John Finlayson, Kay Pizzle Dizzle, Kenneth Wong, Robert Cole, yes, Carmen Perry, KJ, Mr. Poth, Jeff Darnell, Syncytium, Jameebe, Jacob Hurt, Ray J. Shark, What Does Scoop Mean? Silka Daniels, Recreated, Ben Sherman, Jacob Billingsley, Alex Jardine, K. Trauma, Sherry Hare, Dylan Colopy, Wolfie05, Chris Courtney, Dale the King, Adam Goff, Ashling Carlton, thank you for that parenthesis, Cedar Hayden, Livy, Linus Hakkasan, Kevin Tribe, Terrible Tay, Grace, Itty Bitty Chicken Farmer, Sam, Chill Food, John Carvadas, K. Matthews, Zachary W., Fishbum Fish, Almanda Nora, Charm City Therapist, Emily Cope, Jariva, Nate Walk, Scoop Bucky, Squabby, The Listician, Foxy Sally, Zelda Ray Skywalker, Cloudy Pies, Hunter McRae, Hannah Amaya, Joshua Schultz, Matthew Connor, Neck Pubes, Winter Scoop, Andres S., Mike Lush, The Whittle Shitty Titty Kitty, Kyle Sharton, Renee G., Matt, and Joseph Wagner.
We also have our Therodactyls, Scoop Brady, Ice Blue Scoop, Brian Lehman, Andrea Anderson, Frozen Cusser, Lori Ellsroth, Polygon, Sai Shanagon, Scoopy Jess, Okie Scoop, Dank Butta, Brooks Lyle, Adam Ribchick, Lovely Spark, Sir is just fine, Jim and Manu, the offices of Counselor and Counselor, Aquathty Quithant, Casey Mentor, fuck yeah, bitch, Milk Boy, and Momi da Mate.
Oh, by the way, we got a Scoop baby.
Yay!
Yes, I was going to mention that with the Manu.
Congratulations. It's a new baby. Jim and Manu have officially procreated. Hooray. and baby is doing great. And if you want updates, our Discord is filled with fun updates and pictures, and mommy is doing fine.
So cute.
So we are very, very happy.
Congrats.
And they did, as per the agreement of the Patreon, name the baby after me.
Good.
Which I appreciated, and
Jimothy.
I'm also sorry for, but prima nocta, and them Job and Jeans, they are just going to break right through the vasectomy, and they did. So congratulations, and do not call me for any money.
This is that part where we talk about you have to think how other people may hear
okay.
that.
Would that be?
She is a hot
would that sound?
This is a good example.
Probably. Yeah.
So
Okay. Now that I'm hearing it back.
Remember, buddy, we're working on this.
Yeah. I could see where they would be like, "Hey,
Passenger
don't
driver.
pretend like you had sex with Manu. We don't appreciate that."
Yeah,
Okay.
some
Yeah,
people.
that's a good call. Yeah. Maybe
Some
just celebrate the
people
baby
may
and
not
just
appreciate
leave it there. Okay. Yeah. Good call. Good call. We'd like to thank the benevolent, revered, generous, and flagrantly
Actually
pro therapy
do it.
diehard
Don't
who loves
pretend.
you all so much they give till it hurts. The Therapartner, pick it.
Don't leave Manu hanging.
And we'd like to thank our bosses, the mysterious and shrouded Illuminati members of the fan club, the Thera producers. Thank you, Jake Schneider, Myra, Robert Brownie, Jr. Mint, Smitty Scoop, Richard fucking Macy, Judy Schneider, Malia, Leon Kassab, Carolyn Albert, Kevin Chamberlain, Tess Miller, Dan Martin, Sammy Scoop, Slurpee Kai, motherfucker, Ben Stanley slapping your face, Sarah Smith, Adam Hathaway, Byler T, Mike Helm, Oscar Swanrose, Paris, a Sunny Boy, Darren Cunningham, Lib, Sander McWaffle, Team Monaco, Thunder, Cougar, Falcon, Scoop, Heyo, Hannah Marie, Andrew Langmead, Emma Tonka, and Pony Soprano, Alina, Cody the Lorian Guy, Brady Malachek, Chick Fellatio, Gabriel Adame, Sean Sutherland, Max the Ginger Scoop, Chad Mag, Adam Warren, Inca La Prince, Sam Cohn, Be Gay, Do Crimes, Elio Dare, and Blip Blop.
And if you would like to hear this episode uncut and unedited,
And why wouldn't you?
and enjoy our spontaneous side projects, go to patreon.com/therapy, and thank you for supporting mental health.
Well, that's all the time we got for this week's session. We'd like to thank the nameless studio that supports us and hosts us. And we'd like to thank all of you who contributed to our show today. We do appreciate it. Remember,
boy.
pod therapy isn't something you should keep all to yourself. Share the episode with the world. Tag us on the socials when you do. It's at PodTherapyGuys on Instagram, Threads, and Twitter. /PodTherapy on Facebook. And don't forget about all the extra goodies. Patreon.com/therapy.
I want 10 inches in my mouth.
Do you want to submit a question to the show? You can ask anonymously at podtherapy.net. Email us at podtherapyguys@gmail.com or click the link in the episode description to be taken to our anonymous Google form. I'm Nick Tangeman.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jim.
Thanks, and we'll see you for your appointment next week.
She is a hot, supple 19-year-old.
Why are you using Nick's voice, though? See, now people are just
No,
going,
Nick's-
It's not my voice.
That's not-
man, this AI is getting out of control. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.